Hey you, what up? Welcome to my channel. Welcome back. Maryam here. Today we have a new foundation from Bobbi Brown. It is the Weightless Skin Foundation with broad spectrum SPF. This has a lot of claims, a lot of promises. So without further ado, we are going to review this foundation here on this channel right now. I'm going to swatch a couple of shades for you. I'm going to test it out. I'm going to do a wear test. So be sure to watch this video in its entirety to find out whether this actually performs the way that it claims to. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you aren't already, and let's get into it. Bobbi Brown, Weightless Skin, new foundation with SPF 15. Are you worth it? Oh, I am glowing today. I just did my skincare, so you could probably tell I'm a little juicy. That's okay. So, cute little PR package from Bobbi Brown. In it, we have the new foundation, the Weightless Skin Foundation Broad Spectrum SPF 15. Off the bat, SPF 15 is not enough in my opinion. You will still need to wear SPF 50 or whatever number it is that you wear underneath your foundation, especially if you're wearing it in the summertime. But basically, let me just give you some facts. I have some paperwork here from the brand. This is supposed to give you 24-hour moisture, 24-hour wear, supposedly unlike anything else. Long wearing yet lightweight is what it promises. Oil controlling yet hydrating. I'm a very oily AF skin producing gal. That sounds promising. Also, it's supposed to be skin perfecting, pore perfecting, medium coverage, natural finish, infused with some hyaluronic acid, sweat resistant, minimizes pores. Oh, and most important thing, it is $57. Expensive, high expensive. But Bobbi Brown foundations generally are on the more expensive side, but I gotta say they perform really well. I personally am a big fan of Bobbi Brown foundations, and so I'm excited for this one. I know the SPF isn't high, but all those claims seem to be pretty interesting, pretty intriguing. If it controls oils and if it also minimizes pores and if it looks and feels natural, then I'm here for it. But of course, I'm gonna do a wear test. Also in this PR package, I was given this marker to fill in what I see in my skin, and I said that I see my story in my skin, which is true. Also, we have the vitamin enriched skin base as well as the full coverage foundation brush. I do love this brush. I'm gonna save this one for my sister. I have this brush already and I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use the one that I already have. All right, swatches. Starting with W54 Natural Tan. It's very, very saturated, but natural tan is typically what I wear in other Bobbi Brown foundations. So I'm thinking this should probably be my shade. I don't know, but it does look rather unskin-like on the skin. Obviously needs to be blended out. Next we have W56, which is a warm natural. So I guess all of these are warm undertones. And this is just a little bit more tan, also very, very saturated. And finally, I have W58 Golden Natural. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna use the natural tan like I always do, W54. Once I turn to the side, it kind of seems to blend in a little bit better with my skin. Obviously, this is just a very concentrated swatch, but once you start blending it out, you can see that it blends out into my skin tone. Let's try some of the others. Although that's not bad either. Je suis perplexed, just a tiny bit perplexed. I'm gonna go for the natural tan anyway, just because, like I said, it's the shade that I typically know and wear. So I'm assuming that their shading or shade naming convention is going to be the same from foundation to foundation or from product to product. So I'll just stick to the same thing. All right, so as always, I am going to prime. Actually, before I even put on this foundation, I'm gonna apply some clips to get my hair nice and out of the way. Yes, so I am gonna prime. I'm gonna use my Myricks Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder just on the center of the face. As you can see, this eliminates oil. It controls some of that shine, and it also blurs imperfections. A little bit on the forehead, and the brush that I'm using for this is the Milani. I believe it's their brush that is meant for cream contour or cream blush. And right now I have nothing on my face. I just have some lip liner, but nothing in my brows, nothing else on my skin besides the primer. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, natural tan, here we go. I'm gonna apply some to the back of my hand at first, and then I'm gonna start working that first onto the perimeter of my face. Wow, that looks incredibly, incredibly natural. It smells very spa-like, kind of similar, in fact, the same as Bobbi Brown's other foundations. That literally looks like my perfect skin match. And that one pump on the back of my hand was enough for half of my face. For that one sheer but believable layer. This looks really, really pretty. Like, really pretty, actually. I think I'm gonna try another shade on the other side. Perhaps I'll do the warm natural. Again, one pump on the back of my hand. I do have some dark spots here, so let's see what happens. This brush, the full coverage brush, I will say it's pretty similar to the IT Cosmetics Complexion Perfection brush. It is very, very dense and it's not streaky. Okay, this shade is like a pinch more yellow than this shade, whereas this one is just a little bit lighter and a little bit more neutral. But this one I think I can get away with also. So that did kind of cover some of those dark spots, but obviously you could still see them. So I'm gonna see if I can concentrate a little bit more product right here and right here. Not bad. So I do find this to be skin perfecting. I really like the glow that it provides. It doesn't feel oily whatsoever. It doesn't look oily, but it does give you that really nice, radiant, kind of naturally luminous finish, which I appreciate. It really does remind me of the other Bobbi Brown foundation. I forget the name, but I use it all the time. All right, so now I'm thinking, should I just use the third shade on my forehead? My forehead is a little bit more tan, I guess, than the rest of my face. And I do have a couple more breakouts on my forehead, which doesn't always happen, but I guess it's happening this week. I'm just gonna apply directly to my forehead. Perhaps that's too much. But you know what? This blends out so easily and so seamlessly. It's almost foolproof. I don't see how you can go wrong here. The application is flawless. It is absolutely flawless. Okay, so here are the different shades. This is the natural tan blended out. On the forehead is the golden natural. And then on this side of the face, we have warm natural. These two are very, very similar. Actually, they're all pretty similar. I don't really see that much of a deviation in color outside of just the slight golden undertone, the slightly more warm undertone, and slightly more neutral. But I think I personally can get away with wearing any of them. Like if I want to be a little bit more golden, I guess I'll go for the golden, and so on. I don't think I'm gonna build up the coverage any further. I like the way that this looks. In fact, I like it so much, I might not even need concealer, but of course I'm gonna use concealer because I really want to test this out. I want to see how this performs with other products that I like. So I'm gonna use a little bit of my L'Oreal True Match to conceal this spot, this spot, this spot, and this spot. Perhaps just a couple of spots on my cheeks. And then I'm gonna use my Yensa Beauty Concealer, the cream one, to brighten and conceal the under eye. I'm gonna use just the tiniest amount here for a little bit of brightness. I'm using shade light in the Yensa, although shade medium suits me a little bit better because it has a peachy undertone, but that one doesn't seem to be around, so shade light is what I'm going for. All right, so now I'm gonna conceal the spots. This is the Pat McGrath brush that I like specifically for blending out spot concealer. It is very precise, but also rather soft. Okay, boom. I think I should probably show you a close-up of what this looks like without any powder. Here we go. Did I forget to blend that up? The forehead. Looks pretty good. I'm gonna set the center of the face with this Rhodial powder that I have been loving, but because it's pricey and because I really only like to use it in the center of the face, in the under eye, and in the pore zones, I'm gonna use this small Mario brush, the EF1, to set just the under eye, the side of the nose, right here in between the brows, the under eye, the chin, and that's pretty much it. Then for the rest of the face, for the perimeter, I'm gonna use the One Size Turn Up the Base Powder Foundation. Shade is medium 4G. And I'm just gonna lightly set my forehead. Also, a thing to remember, if you're using a fluffy brush like this and you're setting a foundation that seems to be a little bit wet to the touch like this one, I can't say that it fully actually sets. There's a little bit of a sticky feeling to it once you touch it. And so with foundations like this, it's super important to make sure you tap on the foundation as opposed to swiping it, because swiping it will surely move it. Loose powders are a little bit different because you are able to actually glide loose product over it. So in the case of my pore zones, I did swipe, but for setting, specifically larger areas, I always just like to press like this. Never buff, never any circular motions. You can do all of that later once you have that initial layer of powder on your face. The face is set, and it doesn't even look like I'm wearing 3 different color foundations. Maybe it does a little, but that's okay. Still just a little bit sticky to the touch, which is not my favorite feeling, especially with my hair down, especially being an oily skin type. But the coverage is really nice. It looks super natural, glowy, radiant, like healthy skin. And yes, my skin right now is on the healthier side. So I would say this, at first impression, is lovely. It is absolutely lovely. All right, let me actually go ahead and add a little bit of blush and perhaps a little bit of bronzer on top before I conduct the wear test. So for the blush, I'm just gonna reach for this Pinch Me Pink from Wet n Wild. Just gonna add a pinch of that to my cheekbones. With all the current blush trends, happening, it's kind of hard to avoid blush blindness. And someone recently said on one of my videos that I have blush blindness, which in my opinion, in that video, if you watch it until the end, it's a trust the process kind of situation, so it wasn't exactly blush blindness. But in my defense, I also have giant cheeks, so I kind of have to be careful. Actually, that's in defense of that other person. I personally have to be very careful with how much blush I apply to my face, considering that I have a lot of cheek real estate. So that's besides the point. This is the look. Let me show you one more close-up of the foundation, set with powder and with blush on top. You let me know what you think. And yes, this blush does have glitter, which looks a little bit crazy. But anyway, there's the forehead, pores, jawline. Are we ready for that wear test? Let's do it. And today's is gonna be a long one, baby. I really wanna see how long wearing this foundation really is, and also how oil controlling it is. So that is what I'm looking out for. That is gonna be my test. Let's cue in that good old time warping music for that wear test. Let's go. Okay, I am back in the filming room. First time looking at my reflection, and well, I'm looking a little bit greasier than I would like. Actually, a lot greasier. From far away, I look more greasy than from up close, and I'm a little bit perplexed. I'm genuinely perplexed because this foundation is supposed to be oil controlling. I actually went ahead and got the original Skin Longwear Weightless Foundation, also with SPF 15 from Bobbi Brown that I usually use, shade Natural Tan. And this is supposed to be a long wearing version of this one, but the difference here is that this is supposed to control the oils. I do not see that happening whatsoever. My forehead looks super, super, super greasy. My pores look pretty pronounced and enlarged due to the fact that there's a lot of oil seeping through them. So, do with that information what you please. But this is the wear test, and this is what my face looks like. All right, let me go ahead and blot. I didn't blot whatsoever throughout the day. This was a rather long wear test. I believe I finished filming around 4, maybe 3:30, and right now it's close to 10 p.m. So it's been about 6, almost 7 hours. And today's a particularly humid day, but I didn't actually step outside. I was indoors all day. Yeah, okay, if I blot a little bit, it definitely looks better. Let's do the forehead. Forehead is like what's particularly crazy. Let's do the finger test. Oh yeah, that's just not good. That is just not good. Ooh. Sadly, I will have to say that the oil controlling claim here just simply did not work on my oily skin. In fact, I haven't seen myself this oily at the end of a wear test in a minute. And this is one of the big promises of this foundation. I will say this original one wears a lot better on me. It wears longer and it controls my oils for a little bit longer. So I'm not gonna like completely rule out this foundation because of this one thing that I did not do. It says here that you're supposed to shake well before applying. Yeah, sadly I didn't do that. I forgot to do that, and maybe perhaps because I forgot to do that, it didn't apply the way that it was supposed to. So I am gonna give it another chance. I am gonna try once more, but at my first impression and at my first initial wear test, not that great to be honest. And also I don't like the fact that even with powder, this foundation never really fully set and it feels really, really sticky. So with my hair down, my hair just kept on sticking to my face. Not the best, especially not for summer. So that's kind of my video. That's my truth. That's my wear test. That's my story. I'm sticking to it, but I definitely will let you know if there's a follow-up, if there's an update. So far, it is what it is, but we'll see how it goes after I give it one more try and one more actual proper try with a shake. For now, I'm gonna say farewell. Peace out, you guys. I'm out. I hope you enjoyed this video. More videos over here. Deuces.